Hey guys, and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Intern Dan, and today we're going to take a look at Philip Dewberry's Embark from TMG.
Embark is a 2 to 5 player simultaneous action selection game that takes about 30 to 60 minutes. There's some blind bidding in it and some area control, all kinds of fun stuff in this little game.
The goal of Embark is to farm and mine and explore these mysterious islands that you've sailed to. We've got a copy of it, so let's jump in and take a look. Set out a number of island boards equal to the number of players. Every player is given their own player board and screen, Voyager cubes, and they will get to draft a talent card that will give them a special power during the game. Place a ship card next to each slot on the island, then once you've set up the rest of the components, you're ready to begin.
To start the game, secretly place 5 cubes, along with any cubes from your tavern, onto your player mat, which represents which ships you want your Voyagers to board.
Then players will take turns placing a Voyager onto an assigned boat, choosing any of the available slots. If a boat fills up before you place your Voyagers, they return to your tavern and will be added to your next round.
Play then moves to the landing stage where you will unload your Voyagers. Only boats that are completely filled during the boarding phase will leave for the islands, which might mean some of your Voyagers get stuck on a boat until a later turn. For the boats that do sail, you will unload them in alphabetical order and they are unloaded from front to back. Once you've finished landing, new boats fill in the slots for the next round.
Finally, you'll score points for the round based on where you placed your Voyagers. Unless something causes a Voyager to be removed from an island, it will stay there until the end of the game.
So the gameplay is not very difficult, pretty straightforward set of rules, but you do have a lot of ways that you can score points in there.
And speaking of those points and the choices that you have, we can't let you get away without seeing what your Voyagers can do and how you can use them and how you get points.
Your Voyagers can take on a few different roles when they go to the islands. If you put them in this black slot, they become miners, and you'll score points at the end of the game according to how much ore you've collected.
The Voyagers can also become a colonist. If you can end a round with 4 of these on an island, they build a farm and score you an immediate 15 points. Plus, they'll be safe from invading barbarians for the rest of the game.
Explorers go to the beaches of the island, and you get points every round, and they will interact with the colonists for some more game-end scoring. They also give you a chance to find these keys, which will unlock cool bonuses on each island.
The captain is a wild card of sorts that allows you to use him as a miner, colonist, or explorer.
And finally, you have the barbarian. The barbarian displaces an opposing Voyager on the island. Like we mentioned, if your colonists have built a farm, they are safe from the barbarian and can't be touched. Whenever a barbarian removes an opponent's Voyager, that Voyager is returned to the owner's tavern and will be used in the next round. So TMG has added another kind of medium-sized, medium-weight, lightweight game to their line of games. They've got like Harbor and Belfort and some other worker placements in there that this kind of fits in that same genre with. We really enjoyed it. It kind of reminds me of Imhotep, like you've got the boats that you're sending in and you're kind of delivering them, but this adds a whole nother level to that experience because you do have the blind bidding and then there's a lot of options on when you land on that island, what you're going to do. So it's just really neat, interesting things going on.
Yeah, definitely. And I felt like even though there's more going on, it's still pretty light. You don't have to be a serious gamer to get into it. It was a lot of fun and easy to pick up. I really like the replayability of it. You've got multiple-sided or two-sided island cards that you can play with depending on how many players. You have different islands out there. You also have different ships that come out in different orders. There's just a lot of different things going on that could be different from play to play, and I really like that aspect.
One of the things that I liked the most was probably just the pre-programming that you do at the beginning, determining where those pieces are going to go. The very first time I played it, I didn't really feel like I was being that strategic. I was just kind of like, yeah, I want to go to that island, put it on there. But because of the way the turn order happens, you're going to load those boats up each time as you go around in alphabetical order, and that means you may totally miss. I mean, if you stack up at the beginning, somebody at the end might not get any people onto that ship, or I don't know, there's just a lot of different ways to think through that, and that really does impact the gameplay throughout the entire thing. And then it's kind of a punishment to have them sent back to your tavern, but that doesn't always end up being a terrible thing because then you have so many more workers to work with on that next round.
And it definitely adds to that moment when everybody reveals what they chose. You think, oh no, Will just totally messed up my turn.
All right.
What am I going to do now? But like you said, you do get a chance to get those back, use them again. Sometimes that can be an advantage, and that makes it a lot of fun. I really like the scalability of the game too. You know, with 2 players, it was pretty good. I still enjoyed it, but I would say ideally you're looking at 3 to 4 players with this game, and they say maybe 15 minutes per player. So just keep that in mind as you look at it. 2 players maybe gets a little more take that with the barbarian.
Yep.
Because I know that if Will puts down a barbarian, he's coming after me.
Right.
So with 3 to 4 players, there's maybe some more mystery with that, whereas 2 players, you know it's coming. So I think, to me, that pushed it into a better game for 3 or 4 players. But still, a lot of fun with 2, a lot of fun with 5. 5, it can be pretty chaotic. But that's fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's one of the nice things. You are going to get kind of a different experience depending on what your player count is, and then even sometimes like which islands end up all stacked together will kind of impact what it feels like as you're trying to get your people out there. We enjoyed it a lot. Artwork wise, I think it was pretty middling. I don't love this style of illustration, but it does look really fun and bright when it gets out on the table, which is pretty cool. And it does spread out a decent amount. So even though it's a decently small box, by the time you get all the islands and all your player boards and stuff, it fills up the table pretty good. We enjoyed it a bunch. If it looks like something that you would get a kick out of, then be sure to find it online or at your local friendly game store. Thanks so much for joining us for this video. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time. One take wonders.
I know.
I liked it. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think that worked well.
3, 2, 1. We're recording now. Cool small box worker placement types of games. They've got Harbor and Embark. This one's Embark. And Belfort. Remember it this time.
Finally, you'll score. Finally, you're...
Got Belfort and...
Harbor.
I can't find it so hard. Belfort and Harbor. And you don't get any AP because it's simultaneous gameplay. There we go. Got it all.